Hello everybody, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a swarming tutorial video here. I'm doing this in Fortress Mechanatus. The reason I'm doing this video is because some guildies are interested in learning how to swarm, and this zone in particular is one of the best, even at 95, with half the stuff, or more than half the stuff, most of the stuff being green here. It takes a light blue to trigger Mortal Coil. You need to be able to trigger Mortal Coil, so you need to have some light blues in your kills. Now, as you see, I've got pretty much mostly dots loaded up. This is the abhorrent line of pet-centered nukes. I used to use those, but I found them to be more trouble than they're worth. I use the cheaper dots rather because they're cheaper, and they're just used to pull with. You will lose a few of these mobs along the way, but the basic pattern, if they're all light blue, it's easier to keep them together.
Exterminate!
And as you hear, I made a Dalek audio trigger for when I riposte, so you'll hear that a lot. That's a namer on the ground there that's already dead. I killed him earlier. Make sure that you don't get any namers in here. The namers are Fire Marshal, Gear Marshal, and Kenty Tin Whistle. Any of them will ruin your day swarming because they'll summon you into the middle of the pack and you will die.
Exterminate! Exterminate!
Now you can pretty much do this at level 90 if you have tier 4 hot gear or better, or even tier
Exterminate!
2
Exterminate!
raid gear is probably better yet. I haven't tried it with anything but a mix of tier 3 hot raid gear and tier 3 hot group gear and higher. But I'm pretty sure that without at least some of the raid gear, the tier 3 gear isn't going to cut it. Now at a certain point here, the zone's going to start to lag, and each person will get different lag, and the lag between different days may be different as well. But learn how the lag works, because that can actually help you save your character if you don't proc Mortal Coil in time. Generally you want to have your melee damage increasing abilities sort of lined up. These top 4 are my 4 damage uppers. One of which being 7th year veteran reward, so if you don't got that, it's not critical. If you don't have Crimson Blade, it's not critical either. The only one that's actually critical is Visage of Death. You want to have that maxed out as soon as you can to do it. And just sort of to gather them up a little bit tighter, I'm just going to go around the back of these guys. I'm trying to take note of where some of the light blues are in this area, because it's important to know for reasons you'll see in a little bit. Now, the big issue here with the swarming is going to be your footwork. You want to stay on your mount because that keeps you from getting a whole lot of knockback, but these mobs will push through you
MilDIL has connected.
if you just stand there and let them. So you actually have to maneuver a bit to keep them from doing
Exterminate.
that. And that will get you killed because you don't have any defense from behind. And once I start killing these, I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of talking because my audio trigger for Repulsed is going to be going off like crazy. That is, by the way, my voice that I turned Dalek through a Killer Ringer plugin for Audacity, which is a free-to-use audio editing program. It's powerful in that you can pretty much anybody can make a plugin for it to add features, and plugins are fairly common. It has a good community out there. If anybody's interested in making their own Dalek voices.
Exterminate.
Now this is where you'll see the lag coming in. Notice how they're skipping back a bit and some of the mobs are standing still until other ones move. That's because the zone doesn't know how to calculate that many movement patterns at the same time. So I've successfully lagged the zone out a bit. Now, it would be easier if it didn't lag it out at all.
Condemned has left the server.
But since it lags it, then you gotta learn how to operate within that parameter. And the reason I'm trying to bunch several of them up is you want as many of these running into you at the same time as possible.
Exterminate. 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 Exterminate.
There's one of those that I was watching for, those light blues that I knew where they were at, where they were coming from before. And there's Mortal Coil, so we pretty much guaranteed ourselves another 2 minutes. And with as many as there actually are here, we're going to probably get several more before it wears out. Now I'm going to hold still for just a little while and you guys can see how they can push through a little bit.
exterminate, exterminate,
See, as they start to inch forward, they actually come around behind you. I've actually learned to avoid them when they're doing that. But, you know, gentle back and forth will keep most of them from doing that. I got 20 seconds left on Mortal Coil.
exterminate,
That's where this comes in. It's pretty much the same thing as every Mortal Coil, except for no bonus anywhere else. Mortal Coil adds some AC to you as well, so
exterminate,
and at this point, you pretty well again. Your life path will keep
exterminate.
And there's a swarm. If you're actually selling everything to vendors, you can actually make up to 15k a swarm here. I am actually collecting a lot of the trade skill stuff now, so I'm not going to quite get that, but that's the swarming. If you have any questions, please send me an in-game tell. Giant Smackers on Zejany. Thank you.